Hi, and welcome to the June 2020 Northwest Market Update. Coming to you live from quarantine here in Seattle. We're in phase 1.5 because they had to create a new phase since we were never going to make it to phase 2. And people were going stir crazy. With all the craziness that's been going on, the real estate market is still cranking. We're seeing multiple offers, bidding wars, and escalator clauses again. We're close to going under the 10,000 homes on the market level again. This time last year, we were over 16,000 homes. We had a drop of nearly 36% from last year. Now, you've heard me talk about months of inventory every month for the last few years, and a lot of people have been asking me what is happening to this number in light of the pandemic and the economic shutdown. Well, it's actually risen. We're behind new listing inventory numbers compared to last year. In fact, the first 2 months of this year were ahead of last year by 1,048 homes in the Seattle MSA. King, Pierce, Snohomish, and Kitsap counties make up the metropolitan statistical area. But since lockdown in March, we are now 5,435 homes behind, and that's over 1,800 fewer homes per month coming on. And why is that? Well, it's fear. That's all. Some sellers are afraid to have their home infected by strangers coming in. Other sellers think that the market is just too soft due to the pandemic. I'm here to tell you neither of those fears are the reality. Agents are limited in how many people they can bring through your home, and listing brokers are requiring that all parties wear masks, gloves, and even disinfect after they're done. It's a very safe environment to bring a home on the market. Add to that where rates are at. Holy cow. Did you know that you could lock in a 30-year rate last week that had a 2 in the first digit? And my preferred lender says it's likely to go back there. What really matters to people is appreciation. Sellers, because that's the money in their pockets, right? And buyers, because that's what they're missing out on while they wait. And if you think you're going to buy later when prices go down, you're nuts. We won't have depreciation in this area until we see our inventory number get up over at least 4 and maybe even to 6 months of inventory. And if you track the economic fundamentals like I do, then you would know that we are going to have a housing shortage for the next 7 to 10 years. That's right, 7 to 10 years. You need to study the birth rates like I have. Did you know that the average first-time homebuyer is 34 years old? And if you study the birth rates from 1976 to 1990, the birth rate did nothing but rise. And we already have a shortage of inventory and too few new units being built. So guess what that means? Values will just keep going up. So what should you be thinking of if you're a buyer or a seller? Well, buyers who sit on the sidelines waiting for it to end are missing out on some of the lowest rates in history. And I hate to tell you this, but when you notice that the virus is abating, the markets will have already risen and rates will have already gone back up. And if some sellers are choosing to stay off the market in an already low inventory market, you'll benefit from that lack of competition and the increased buying power that buyers are wielding due to the low rates. We've already had multiple listings that have enjoyed several offers and one that even sold for over $100,000 over asking. You should too. And besides, they won't be on the market for very long. I'd love to hear your questions and opinions. Comment, like, forward, and subscribe below, or just ask me a question. You can do that here, or you can go to my website, realestateanswers.guru. You can also follow me on Twitter at @EdLaineAgent or on Instagram at Mr. Ed Laine. This is Ed Laine wishing you all the best.